as usual, we're waiting for Lilith. Please give them a minute. Oh, she calls me. They call me unorganized. Like, thanks again for returning. If you're new here, welcome. We usually do this every Tuesday. It is a Wednesday today, purely because of Rota scheduling. But any changes, anything like that to the normal scheduling will be up on the Discord, and we'll also change Twitch when appropriate. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, I am Lindsay. We are waiting for Lilith when they get here. If you've not already watched our introduction video, please go ahead and do this. There'll be a information link at the top, and at the very end I'll also link the episode 1, which was all about witches, what they are, that sort of thing. So awkward because they are still not here. Oh dear. I might just put back on the I'm going to put back on the start stream bit just until we are ready. I'll see you when she's ready.
Yes. Can you hear me okay? No, it's probably my mic. Sorry. How about now? We're good? Okay. Somebody thought it was a good idea to unplug my fucking Ethernet, so... Yeah. I connected to the router, so I was sat here for 5 minutes. Didn't check my Wi-Fi. We were sat here like, why aren't you fucking loading? Anyway, yes, please. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. We're already doing this.
Woo! Chaos already.
Absolute. We're fine. We're here. Hello.
Hello to everyone that is watching.
Let me just turn this.
Unfortunately, I have no mug this week.
You have no mug this week?
No, I mean I can go get one.
No, it's fine. We'll just enjoy mine instead.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
I was gonna light my candles, but I was like, maybe not. Should I? Should I not?
It's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. Whatever you feel like doing, just do it. Do you?
Do you like my new lights in the background? I do.
They do look
Thank you.
snazzy. It looks a little bit Christmassy though.
Fuck off!
What do you
They're
mean?
not Christmas. Oh, they're so cute.
They are so cute. They are nice. They are nice.
Thank you. So I'm just gonna leave it elevated just so we can get the full glory of it.
The full glory, giving us all full
Absolutely.
glory.
Absolutely. Ivies and all.
There we go.
Cool.
Okay. Just to let you know, we have a new follower on Twitch.
Yes, that would be Bex, right?
Is it? It's RJHar29.
Yes, that is my friend. I told her about us today. I popped in to say hi. I met her at work. Well, my old place of work.
Oh yeah.
And I told her about it, and she was like, oh, "You stream?" And I was like, "Yeah, I stream with my friend Lindsay." And she's like, "What on? Like on like what platform?" And I was like, "Just Twitch." And she was like, "Give me the name."
Damn.
So for future reference, hi Bex. This is Lindsay.
Hi. Currently messing about with my buttons.
I'm flexing my university hoodie today.
Yes. I was just saying at the beginning, there is a reason why we couldn't do it yesterday. Because Lilith. Fuck. Lilith. Did what yesterday?
I graduated! I got my graduate look. I got my little graduation bear.
Oh, now that's cute. I like that. I wish
I got
my
like
bear.
a nice. Actually, do you know what? My dad was really nice because I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go look at the merchandise." You know, I was like, maybe I'll pick up like if they've got like something small for me to like a memento kind of thing. It's like, well, I got given a graduation hoodie before last year,
Right.
but it wasn't really like personalized or anything like that. Like no names or anything, just us 2020.
Right.
I was just looking, and there was like an enamel pin, like like the motorboard, with 2020 on it, and I was like, I'll get that. My dad came in, and was like, see anything you like? And I was like, yeah, I quite like the pin, and the hoodie. I was like, what about the teddy bear? I was like, yeah, I really like the teddy bear. So I was like, why don't we just get them for you? And I was like, he's like, I'll buy it for you. Don't worry, it's fine. And I was like, okay.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Okay, we can do that.
That's fine.
But yeah, so I graduated yesterday.
Woo! Congratulations!
It was very exciting. Thank you. It was very exciting.
Oh, hello. Sorry. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Hi, Yorkshire Pure Evil. We have only really just started.
You're not late for anything.
You're not late for anything. Don't worry. Do not worry. There we go.
To be fair, we do tend to wait like a couple minutes before we get started anyway. More
Yeah.
Read the room, get the vibe.
But you know me, I like to be
Get
on
the vibe going.
time.
You know me, I don't like to be on time.
Oh dear. Yes, I do know.
But I tell you what, I was early for my graduation.
I know. I noticed that on, was it Snapchat? I think. No, it was on
Yes.
Facebook. You popped up that you were already in Stoke, and I was like, damn.
I was not already in Stoke. I was in the car on the way to Stoke.
It said that you were already there. Liar.
As in, I tagged the location, but if it was Snapchat, when I tagged the location, then yes, I would have already been there.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I did arrive at Stoke at 10 in the morning. Oh, your camera's gone a bit.
Wow.
Do you want to check your camera out? Like, you're gone.
What do you mean I'm gone? I'm still on. I'm fine. I'm here.
You're not on.
So, according to this, I'm on.
Alright, now you are.
Strange. Okay, fair enough. Although now
It
it's
was just
blurred.
like a shade of nudes. Now it is blurred.
Give me a minute.
Technical issues every time, every week. I feel like the universe they're like, we'll just cause some chaos.
It's because you're here. You bring the chaos.
I'll have you know.
What? I'm 100%
You're
right.
absolutely right.
100%. I'm sorry if on stream you can hear. Oh. Oh. Right. Plug.
Entertaining on my own. I sort of just sit here like a lemon.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I've already had that. I've already had that
entertaining.
awkward bit. I've already done like a small introduction to our YouTube peeps, saying what to go and watch the first video and the first episode and everything like that, and to explain how Lilith is late.
Fuck off, Lindsay.
As per usual.
But you know what? Whilst you're working that up. Hey! She on her knees! Wonder who got her on her knees like that? Oh wait, it was me.
Bitch, better give me 50 quid.
Oh, are we whoring ourselves out now?
For my other half, yes, because I need money. Oh,
Sugar. Mommy? Sorry, Mommy. Are we good?
I think
Oh,
so.
Are we good? Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Well, this week's about the Wheel of the Year, isn't it? So that's what we've decided to do.
Have you got the Discord up?
I do have the Discord up.
Not Discord, Twitch.
No.
Because Yorkshire Perival says, love the lights, and in quotation marks, it's a puppet. Anyways, yes, we are doing the Wheel of the Year today. If that's what you follow. There are a lot of things in the Wheel of the Year that are very similar to other holidays that we would typically observe. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, we have just gone past Samhain, also known as Halloween.
Or All Hallows Eve.
I was just about to say that. Or All Hallows Eve. And we are coming up very close to Yule, also known as, well, near to Christmas. It's not exactly on the same day, is it?
No. But I mean, it's close enough because the majority of Christmas traditions are from Yuletide anyway.
True, very true. Especially the Yule log and the chocolate cake.
And the tree.
And the tree, yes. Yeah, they say that the tree, obviously, it came from Germany. Yeah, like the traditions of keeping a tree in the house came from Germany. But it was because that they would not let go of that tradition, and it just integrated into Christmas.
Certain things that we didn't let go of.
I mean,
stuck around the world. So
most of us built the churches, so like all the Gothic themes that you would see, and all the rude things, and the gargoyles and stuff like that, they are actually from old pagan, or at least old traditions that we would not
pagans are there. Gargoyles are there to serve protection.
Mm-hmm.
They're a sign of strength and protection and good, if you will. So yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, they're meant to be scary for a reason.
Yeah. But they're so nice to look at.
Oh god, yeah. Some of the architecture. Ooh,
Some real effort went into that.
hell yeah. There we go.
Oh, as we were saying, we've just passed Samhain, and Samhain actually marks the new year of the Wheel of the Year. So it is, I don't know, for some people it's the last, or some people might put it as the first
First day of the year, yeah.
holiday of the year.
Yeah.
That one is purely down, I would say, to personal preference.
Yeah, it is. I know a lot of people that either observe Yule as the very first day or as Samhain as the very first day. It completely depends up to you how you feel about it, that sort of thing.
What do you feel about it? Where do you place Samhain? Is it the last holiday of the year, or is it the first one?
So Samhain to me is technically the last one, and the 1st of November is the first start of the new year. Then, of course, the first new moon is the first lunar cycle of the year.
Yeah.
Reason for me being that when you have a wheel, okay, you have that cycle of death, rebirth, death, rebirth. So for me, having something where you have, so if say like if I was to do it at Yule, right? To me, I'd be celebrating life and that death, and then I'll be celebrating death again, rather than death right at the end, coming into now let's start with death and then rebirth. So to me, it makes sense doing it that way. But I know that for others, they are fine with having that celebration of death/death and then extra death, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Our views are similar but different.
Yeah.
So I also have Samhain as my last holiday of the year, rather than the first.
Mm-hmm.
But the 1st of November tends to start the new cycle. It's just I tend to put Samhain as the end of the cycle, as the veil is both.
Yes.
It's the thinnest.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's a perfect cycle of. It's like Harry Potter. It's like I open at the close. Because that's literally, to me, like that's what it's like. At the end of the year, the veil is the thinnest, but at the start of the year, it's also the thinnest.
Yes.
So it's that as soon as it like strikes midnight on like November 1st or October 31st, whichever. That's it. That's the new year.
Yeah.
So I celebrate Samhain as the last holiday, and Yuletide as the first holiday. Of one of the 8 Sabbats.
Yes. Yeah, I guess so do I. Yeah.
So Yuletide for me is a celebration of the longest night and the shortest day. However, for me, Yuletide represents that the start of days getting longer.
Yeah.
It's the celebration of days getting lighter earlier, days getting longer. You know, it's the end of that. That you can't get any darker. It can only get lighter. That's what Yuletide is for me. It can only get lighter.
Yeah, I mean for me it's like the death of, obviously trees are dormant, nature's dormant, that sort of thing, and it's not dying, but it's just waiting to be rebirthed. And again, like you said, it's a celebration of that. Finally, we've had the longest night. Finally, the sun is ready to shine brighter every single day. But to me, I integrate that like death bit into it.
See, I don't take the death part in Yuletide. I put all sorts of like death into Samhain. Both hypothetically, theoretically,
yeah,
and literally. For me, so Samhain it's because autumn doesn't start until September anyway.
Yeah.
No, October.
No, it's
because autumn ends.
Equinox. which is September.
It is September, isn't it? I was right.
My bad.
Yeah. TY.
It's fine.
It's like with autumn coming in, days are getting darker.
Yeah.
But for me, Samhain, it's that time that it's past it now. We are now in that stage. Like it's for me, it's like we are center of it.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of it. We've still got a long way to go, but does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, for me, night
it's
equals
like
day.
it's a month and a half, isn't it?
Yeah.
Either way, so give or take a day or two. But what were you gonna say?
Because you were talking about how equinox and that sort of thing, like day equals night and night equals day. It's that balance. It's also the final harvest, which is the fruit harvest. No, not the fruit. It's a syrup. No, wait. Yeah, fruit harvest. I forget my shit. Uh-oh, here comes a cat.
Here comes the boy. Hello, boy.
Welcome. Here comes the boy. Hello, boy.
You suit that one so much.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much, Jim.
The chaotic one.
Sorry if my camera goes doolala. The cat is now behind my monitor again. See an ear.
Joel, why don't you just discipline your cats?
There is no disciplining cats. Come on.
That was the sarcasm, Lindsay. Keep up.
Keep up. Me.
Someone's feisty because you couldn't get the joke.
No, someone's feisty because I've been having bazillion questions from students. That's why.
Right, well, do you know what? That doesn't need to be taken out on me.
I'm jealous because you got out of it when you did.
I left us before it got bad. As soon as that wind changed, I was like, yeah, I'm off, bye.
Wind's in the east. Mist coming in.
Mist coming in.
What am I doing? Oh, yeah, I was getting the Wheel of the Year up. There we go. That's what I was doing. Okay. Yes. So.
We should probably talk about dates as well. So, obviously, Samhain is 31st of October. Yuletide tends to be on the 21st to the 23rd of December, as the shortest day of the year usually falls on the 21st.
Yes, because it's
that marks the first day of winter.
Yes, so it's usually the winter solstice. Usually, that's when it's
Yuletide is also called winter solstice.
Yeah. It's also
to be fair, a lot of shows, TVs, or fantasy tend to put Yuletide, winter solstice in.
Yeah.
Rather than Christmas.
Yeah, they do.
I feel like it's probably more accurate than Halloween.
Yeah.
But still misses the mark a bit, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Sorry, I'm just trying to. There we go. No. I want. No. Okay, we'll leave it there. That's fine.
She calls me unprepared.
Shh. I'm just giving our viewers something to look at, okay? So they can know what we're on about. Yeah, so it's between the 20th and the 23rd. Yule. Usually it's observed on winter solstice.
I would normally call it the rebirth of nature. It's inspired me to paint the beautifulness upon an amazing place where we live. That I like. I like that. I like that a lot.
I like that.
It's very fitting, actually.
Yes, it is. That's what I was meant to do. I was meant to put the chat up. Carry on. Anyways, yes. What else can we talk about Yule? So
Traditions.
yeah, yeah,
So obviously we've got the Yule log. A lot of people do know you about the Yule log, but I guess not a lot of people do also. So the Yule log is when you have one certain log, and you use that one if you want to cast protection on it,
yeah.
or make a wish on it, some sort of hope or want or need, with that log, and you then put it on the fire to burn. It also serves, I in Sabrina, right? So we're gonna go to Sabrina.
Right.
The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. They have a Christmas episode, or a
They
winter solstice episode,
do. Yes, they do.
where they some of the stuff they kind of read is relatively accurate, but again misses the mark.
Mhm.
But they do mention Yule logs, where they put on the fire, but they don't make wishes or use it to as a means of protection. They put on a fire
Yeah.
so that bad or negative spirits, if you were ill intended, I guess if you will, spirits don't come down the chimney or into the home.
Yes, that's the whole thing. It was
Um,
meant to block out like that, especially if it was from
yeah,
other people wishing ill will, so it doesn't come down the
yeah.
chimney. Yeah.
Now the log serves its own purpose,
Yep.
and by burning that, as most witchcraft rules, not rules, but the majority go by, is that when you burn something, you're releasing that intent, that intention, that wish, that dream, that hope, that spell, whatever it is um
Yeah.
you've used on this particular item. Once you burn it, you're releasing it to the universe,
Yes.
which is why you then burn that log, and you try and leave it burning as long as you can. The longer it burns, however you want to take it. For me, it's the quicker the burn, the quicker it'll arrive.
Yes.
The
Yep.
longer it burn, the slower the burn, the longer it would take for you to reach that goal, or for the universe to provide you with what you've asked for.
Yep.
Um,
It's okay.
any other traditions for Yule that you like to do?
Um, there used to be a thing. I'm probably mentioned this before, where if it was a village, they would again use the Yule log, but then around it they would build a bonfire, and a massive bonfire for all the village, and they'd have um drinks, feast. They'd share stories of what they've done for the year, that sort of thing. And pretty much as well, we do keep some of that when you go to, like Stonehenge and things like that, or just in general when you're around. They will stay up all night to share stories and laugh and have joyous occasions. Um, when it came to the villagers, when it was time to sort of like start to go back in, so when daylight broke, they would grab a stick to light a fire from the main bonfire, and that would be in their homes. Now, all them nice and the stories and that sort of thing was said to be around the fire, be imbued in the fire. So by taking it in from the bonfire into their own homes, they would be protected for the rest of winter. And again, it goes back to that keeping out ill intent and anything like that. But they would do it as a massive community.
That's cute. I like that. That's actually really nice. Christmas trees. I would like to talk about Christmas trees.
Yep, Christmas trees.
Because let's be honest, it's not very Christian, is it?
No, I mean, technically, in terms of Christian, they're not. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot of their traditions that they have are not of the old Christian way, if you understand what I mean. And I'm not trying to say that in a bad way.
Yeah.
But like, for instance, having all the Christmas tree. Obviously, they would have feasts. They would have drinks. They would share stories. They would do that. But having decorations around the house, bringing a tree in, it wasn't a typical
Christian Christmas.
Yes, because of course it was observing the birth of the son of how can I forget his name? Jesus. How can I forget his name? Anyways, it was his birth, wasn't it? Yeah.
You forgot probably the most talked about
I know. Deity?
Religious figure. I mean, in technical terms, he is a deity.
Technically,
He is
yeah.
an entity.
Technically, yeah.
And actually, some people do work with him because he is still a religious figure.
Like I was
whether
saying to you,
they're Christian or not.
Yeah, well, like I was saying to you a few weeks ago, when we were talking about when people ask, do you believe in a god? It's like, well, no, not a singular god, but like when it comes to a mass of people believing in multiple gods, they have in my mind they must be around. Their energy must be there, because you can't believe in something with all your heart and it not be there, if you know what I mean. It's like enough people believe in it. Ta-da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like a lot of people are very quick to
Dismiss.
Dismiss things of Christian religion, I suppose. But that's because the Christian religion, let's be honest, like every religion, was made up. But this one was particularly made up by the Romans when they invaded UK or England. About Christ and all of that and all of this.
I was gonna say there's been that many versions of the Bible, anyways. A lot of things been cut out, swapped, changed, that sort of thing. And yeah, I mean,
but also, what's the point of making up? We've also got to ask, like, yeah, they can make up a religion, but what was the point of making up a religion that didn't center them?
Yeah.
That centered this being, this one deity, this one entity. All seeing, all hearing, all doing, all knowing.
All the good.
God.
Yeah.
And it didn't center the Romans at all.
No. No. I was going to say...
So why make up a religion? So there's got to be something that's come from it, right?
Yeah, there must be. Because, I mean, like, originally, most of their gods that they have, gods and goddesses, most of their deities did come from the Greek side. Of course, it changed in some figures and that sort of thing. Most of them do match, others don't. Change, swap, because over the years, yeah, it's just stories that have swapped and changed and chipped and chopped into what we know today.
But back on topic. Yeah. Gods was the way that ancients. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
That works. Yeah. Having multiple gods was the way that ancient civilizations had to explain the workings of the world. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's like...
pretty much how it did work, wasn't it? So it's like, when we think of God, people are like, oh, gods, what about that? But then they'll actively use or believe in things like karma and Mother Nature.
Yeah,
you know, you can't refer to Mother Nature and then dismiss every deity or entity.
Like, for the love of Gia, come on.
And it's like, oh, it's Mother Nature. Mother Nature's beautiful. And you go, you can't.
You call it Mother Nature. Mother Nature, also known as Gia. Like, Gaia. Is it Gaia?
Oh my god. It's Gaia. I was going to say, who the fuck is that? Gaia sounds right. Gaia sounds...
I've been on American TikTok too long. They keep saying Gia. And I'm like, I'm sure it's Gaia.
I'm pretty sure it's Gaia.
Either way.
Fucking Americans!
Hecate, Hecate, Hector.
Hecate. I tend to use or say Hecate.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, as well, I came across, you know, Persephone?
Yes.
They say Persephone.
No! No, they don't. They don't. You're lying.
No, they do.
You're lying.
They do. They do. I swear I heard someone say
Persephone.
Persephone. I'm like, it's not
No,
Percy
I feel like
Jackson.
that was that one individual.
Probably.
No. I've heard way too many people actually say Persephone, and they were American. I swear, no, that one's no.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it when I send it you.
Oh no.
I know, but yeah.
Like, I can understand the mispronunciation, like, every so often, but when their name's as popular as, like, Persephone or Hecate or Gaia, and you just go, have you done your research?
Yeah. But then again, when you do that research, like, is it phonics? Is that how you say it? Where you pronunciate?
Oh, yeah. No, but, like,
You know what I mean?
there's
Like,
so many, like,
it's like
Google is free. Google is free. You can literally type in the correct pronunciation for it. Like, type it in and go pronunciation. It will come up.
Yeah, it will come up. But, like, it's the same as with Samhain. And I mean...
Right, no, but that's a bit different. That's a bit different because it's spelled as Sam Hine.
Yeah, Sam Hine. I mean,
so many people like call it Sam Hine.
Even in Sabrina, he said it wrong. I had to pause it and rewind it back, and I was like, he said it wrong. He said it wrong.
Wait. I'm gonna have to rewatch the entirety of the series for this now.
It's in the first season, and it's when the you know, when he's still a good guy, the father, the
Father Blackwood.
That's it, Father Blackwood, and he says Sam Hain is coming up or something, like, Sam, we must get ready for Sam Hain, and I'm like, oh my god, no, he said it wrong.
Oh no.
But yeah, just okay.
To be fair, a lot of the Wheel of the Year are pronounced incorrectly, but I will admit that's because they are of old languages that are not commonly spoken.
Yeah, pretty much. What else can we talk about Yule?
It's Greek mythology.
It is Greek mythology. I thought it was. Yeah. What about holly? Mistletoe?
Holly symbolizes protection, good luck, warding off evil eyes, if you will, with the spikes and the pricks at the very end. But because it's evergreen.
It is evergreen.
It's evergreen and we all know, I think, as witches, if you use plants or you tend to garden and whatnot, and you're into the craft as well, you know that the majority of evergreens tend to represent good luck and fortune all the year round, rather than certain times of the year and whatnot. Yeah. They are good for fortune. Doesn't matter what time of the year, it's good luck.
Yeah.
And especially during the winter time.
Yeah. I mean, holly is one of them things where, because it fruits even in winter, it can be seen as that symbolic, even though this is a period of long darkness, we still have that ability to regrow and rebirth and produce seeds.
Yes, I absolutely agree that. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Mistletoe. I mean, I know the tradition started off as of kissing under the mistletoe was a Victorian practice, but it's like they didn't come up with that on their own.
No. So I can tell you
mistletoe represents fertility.
Yes. So this is going into PG rated 18. So basically,
it's not PG.
It's not PG. All right. It's probably going to go into 18 now. I'm going to use proper terms. Okay. So mistletoe is typically with the white seed. Yeah, you can probably see where I'm going to go with this, don't you? Yeah. So it was seen as the sperm of male, and then the holly would be the blood of female when she would menstruate.
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
I never thought of that.
No. Neither did I until I was researching it. I was like, oh my god. Oh, okay. But yeah, it was typically that they would kiss under mistletoe to bless them for the coming year if they were planning to have a child or trying to have a child. It could also be seen as instead of not just sexual, but it can also be seen as fertility, as into like grow things.
A blossom of a new relationship, a new love, a new start of something with another person, if you wanted.
The new start of something. You're setting seeds to allow something to blossom.
Manifest everything.
Manifesting, that sort of
Which
thing.
is why we use the term, we always tend to use the term, you need to plant the seed.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't always mean in the sexual nature of
No.
plant the seed. It's plant the idea.
Yeah. And as well as
that,
like, if we do ever talk about fertility, it's not pregnancy. It's not always pregnancy. Not at all.
It just sort of means...
It's that symbology, isn't it?
A blossom. Fertility is always very taken... so the term fertility is always taken quite literally because we only really now use that term in terms of pregnancy.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you can also say, oh, the earth is fertile.
Exactly. No one thinks, oh, the earth is going to get pregnant. Like, what's it going to do? Give birth to another fucking planet?
No.
Are we going to get another moon?
No,
that's not how this works.
Mm-mm.
Like, honey, I'm sorry. This isn't how it works.
Mm-mm.
It's fertile. It means it can grow things. It's a place for things to grow.
It's the start of something to allow it to grow and bloom. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else.
Well, I mean, I know the tree was brought in to help with the sprites, if you will, or spirits, or fae, if you want, in the trees, which is why woodland folk, I guess we could call them, into your home, so you would be blessed.
Yeah, so they'd bring in the tree, they'd provide it with warmth, shelter, with sugar to keep the, as you said, I guess, spirit of the tree happy, to bless their home. Anything to bless the home.
Why most people tend to put things like sugarcane. Or when they put candles on the tree to provide warmth and light.
Mm-hmm. Chocolates.
Sugarcane for sweet. Yeah.
Tinsel, make it look nice, make it pretty. Baubles. Baubles, actually, I believe, came from witch balls. So, you know, like when you make a witch ball for protection?
Yes.
Pop it on the tree to protect, again, the spirit, and that's where baubles. Hopefully, I think that's...
We're making one this year.
I don't know.
You're not going to make one? I'm going to make one.
I might do. I need to find an empty bauble, to be fair. It won't be that hard. Yeah, I think I am.
I went down into town today and started to do a couple more Christmas shopping bits.
Oh, yeah.
And found a couple like items for baubles and stuff. Like, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to make my own. In terms of, I'm going to make a one for protection, love, abundance, good luck. All the good things you want to be blessed with in a household.
The only thing I'm worried about is if I do make a bauble, is cats. Because I know that last year, because it was shiny and sparkly, they did bat it off, and the tree did come tumbling down once, twice.
Well, I mean, that's why you don't make it in glass.
No, they weren't glass; they were plastic. Even worse. But yeah, just. Yeah, none of them was actually broken. It was just they kept coming off of the tree and onto the floor, and there was glitter everywhere.
You know, like cages, like bird cages. You know, it's like a wall of a cage. Just put that up and attach it to the tree, around the tree.
I wish they'd find a way to get over there. Trust me, my cats are not the average cat. Okay.
They are some chunkers.
They're not even chunky. They're just Maine Coons.
They're not.
They're big. They're
just very big boys.
Big boy. Big boy.
Big boys.
Here comes the big boy. But yeah, I think we're going to get a small tree. After Yule, it is, now, I'm probably not saying this right. Imbolc?
It's Imbolc. In bulk.
In bulk.
Because the L is before the O. After the O.
In bulk. There we go.
Climbing tree chewing on the cables.
Don't be like that, no.
Sort of one reason why I was glad that I didn't have a cat on Christmas time. Oh wait, I did.
Like that.
I just didn't experience that.
So
There's a picture of the revolution.
In bulk is February 1st.
Is that also known as Candlemas?
Yep. Guess where that's from?
Oh, I don't know, Lindsay. Why don't you tell us?
So Candlemas is originally from Imbolc, purely because we would set a lot of candles, blessings, that sort of thing, for basically getting ready for Easter, Ostara. So Ostara marks the next come on, season change. Is it first day of spring? First day of spring, the spring equinox. So
Ostara is spring equinox.
Yeah. So Imbolc is it's directly in between Christmas and
Ostara.
I've even got it in front of me and I'm still struggling. And it's basically a mark of the beginning of spring. Things should start to prosper. Lambs will start to be born around this time. That sort of thing. So it's very much lighting candles, doing blessings and that sort of thing.
It's a time for new life, isn't it? A new lease of life, if you will.
Yeah, it's starting that lease of life again.
It's like, do you know what? If there was a tarot card that represented the spring equinox, I feel like it would be the Ace of Cups.
Yeah.
Just pure, like a new flow of life, new lease of life, of fertility, something good. Like, I would say that. That's what I would put it as.
Imbolc's a lot of white, isn't it? It's a lot of white and
lots of
colours.
white. It is. It's very pastel, like pastel pinks, pastel blues, white. It's just. It's a very pure. Lots of yellow as well. Yellow is very good for that time.
Yep.
It's just a very light time. It's a young time. So you go for easier and softer colours because it is a soft time. It's a time to be soft.
It's a delicate time. Like,
yeah, it's a time of change.
Yeah.
If you will, you know, like especially like at spring equinox, most times it, you know, like newborn like lambs or calves. It's just small animals tend to be born around this time as well. So it's like it's delicate, it's small, it's precious, it's innocence, it's a beginning. You know, so it's like for such a precious time, you need softer moments, I feel like, to appreciate that. I feel like if you went straight in with the harsh colours of like reds or greens, I just go, it's just not the time yet.
No.
It's a time to be gentle, caring, giving. It's, you know, especially in terms of mentioning like when tends to be the time that animals
come out of
have their offspring.
Yeah.
It even for them, it's a change. They are now caring for a young animal.
Yep.
For their offspring. So it's a time to be soft and gentle and nurturing.
Yeah.
It just makes sense, really.
I was gonna say.
You know, it's softer flowers, colours. You know, I feel I'm not exactly sure flowers in terms of correspondence, but I would feel like daisies are definitely up there. For me, I would say daisies because it's just that's the time.
Snowdrops.
Snowdrops. Oh, okay.
When the winter's been cold enough, snowdrops will start to come out during January, going into February time. So again, it is that delicacy. You may start to see buds on trees ready for the new leaf to pop out.
Yeah.
Again, it's still a little bit colder. There's not going to be much. It's a very slow growth. Like you said, a very delicate time. A very delicate time.
Yeah. I think, is there any correspondence in this book? I think there is. There are some rituals, but this book tends to actually give
more ritualistic
rituals rather than actually. So themes just, celebrate the lengthening days, path the coming months, guidance. Yeah. Snowdrops, white, green candles, I guess. Yeah. I'd probably make it as like lighter greens. As when Bambi said, Twitter pated, but hearing the birds on a morning is quite shut up. It's 3 a.m. I also love waking up to the sound of birds. Yes, I think the sound of birds is really nice to wake up to. It's like a natural alarm, if you will.
It is. It is. And no wonder that the cat starts meowing at 3 a.m. It's because they've seen a bird and they want to eat. That's basically what it's saying. It's like, Mom.
Yeah.
I've been stalking
milk on here. Milk is one of the correspondents. Yeah.
Then again,
which actually that would make sense.
Cows being birthed. Yeah, calves starting.
And mother's milk as well.
Mother's
New life, child, mother's milk.
Yeah.
And milk is used to, well, we tend to give children milk, with the notion that, it builds strong bones.
Yep. They still need the sunlight though, so you can absorb that calcium.
Straw or twigs. Oat cakes or oatmeal. White yarn and string.
Actually,
these are all technically for rituals.
That does actually make sense, because on the very opposite of Imbolc is Lammas or Lunasa, which is the cereal harvest. So the cereal harvest is where you would harvest everything, your wheat, your barley, your rye, anything like that. So to have it opposite,
ready for the winter. Yeah.
So to have it opposite,
and to have it
does bring it full circle, having oats and cakes and that sort of thing. So that's quite nice.
It's a good observation. So I actually would have missed that.
I just saw it. I was like, oh my god. Anyway.
So after Imbolc, in February, it is it's Ostara.
Ostara. Also known as Easter. Bunnies.
Yes.
Chickies. Eggs.
Again, another holiday to celebrate
fertility.
New life, new lease, fertility. To be fair, a lot of things go back to fertility, but again, fertility just isn't what people think it is.
No.
So when we use the term fertility quite a lot, but the matter of fact is, it's not always the same thing.
No. Not at all. But I mean,
go on. So I was just going to read it. It was like, Ostara is the Latin name for the Saxon spring goddess, Estore. Estore?
Whoa, what was that?
That was you.
I thought it was coming from your side. Never mind. Go on.
Nope, that was you.
Okay.
Her counterpart in ancient Greece was Eos, also called Aurora. The equinox is a time of balance when day and night are equal.
Yep, again coming to Mabon, which is night and day equal.
It is a day to celebrate both the earth and the sun, and our ancestors included the symbolic sexual union of the goddess and the god in their rituals and honoured the balance of all things, female and male, spiritual and physical. In Celtic Cornwall and Wales, Ostara was called Lady Day and celebrated the return of the goddess after her winter hibernation.
Yeah, that
was interesting. Yeah.
Joining of the male, joining of the god and goddess. That's mostly related to Wiccan stories.
Well, I'm not Wiccan, so I don't really go.
No, of course I researched into it because that was the first sort of thing that I came across. But yeah, so it was seen that this would be the time where the goddess would be impregnated by the, I want to say, Holly King, something like that, or the Oak, yeah, Holly King, something like that.
The oak. I read it somewhere. I remember you just said it. It is oak.
Yeah.
I do remember saying that.
It was the Oak.
Saying that, reading it.
Anyways, and she would be
also.
Go on.
Sorry, no, you finish your story first.
She'd been pregnant on that day, and then she would give birth to the son during Litha, I want to say. Yeah, and then he'd die at Yule, and the cycle would restart.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
It's an interesting story. I tend to know spring and harvest, or you know, as you will, more in terms of Greek mythology. So this spring would be the time that Persephone has come up from the underground.
I was going to say this. Yep.
With her mother to come see her mother, because when she leaves to go back to the underworld with Hades, her husband, whom she loves, and he absolutely adores her. Can I just add, he is not a bad guy. Yes, he did kidnap her.
Yes, he did kidnap her.
That's still the point.
Yes, Zeus. It was Zeus that gave her away. But
I want to say it was Zeus's idea to kidnap her. Hades just like, look, I'm so in love with Persephone. Is there anything you can do to help me? And Zeus was like, yeah, I'll just kidnap her.
Yep.
And he was like,
what?
Huh? He's like, come along for the ride, shorty. And Hades was like, okay.
And then the underworld came up, grabbed Persephone, whisked her away on a on a horse, apparently, riding back into the underworld.
She was offered, he did say to her, you know, if you eat this pomegranate, or some of the seeds of the pomegranate, you will need to stay here.
Yep. It was
he didn't force her to do it, because he was just so in love with her. And she ate 6 seeds.
So 6
Therefore,
months.
she spent 6 months down in the underworld, and 6 months up on surface, because she is the goddess of spring. So when she comes back, it's spring, you know? Because like when she would go away, obviously that would be going into autumn, and her mother would be so sad that she brought winter. So her mother is the autumn and the winter aspect, whereas Persephone is the spring going into summer aspect of that. And I just love that one. So like I love that mythology so much.
Coming off that, I was watching a video the other day. I'll link it in the Discord. Where even Persephone's story, she wasn't originally known as the goddess of spring. It is being suggested that she was also known as someone who would be as not hated, what's the word I'm looking for, as revered as Hades.
Yes.
Where they would not speak her name, so much so that they didn't mention her name anywhere. They used to call her is it Masked One or something?
I'm not too sure, but I know that she was revered.
She was seen as the queen of the underworld, like. So
yeah,
and then of
this
course
hard-faced, stone cold.
Yes, and I mean, like, yeah, it's sort of like developed into this. Okay, she brings the spring. I will definitely link that because I was watching it and I was like, oh my god, that's so interesting. I just love these little tidbits.
No, I absolutely love them, honestly. So that's Ostara, really. The themes of Ostara, balance and growth.
Yep, spring is in
plant
full
seeds
bloom.
of intention. Summon earth energy to manifest intention. Yeah. You can find. You can find a lot of things online in terms of correlation, in terms of like flowers and things like that.
It's same as eggs. So like how Easter eggs. Obviously, that did come from more modern day like marketing. The chocolate egg, having it edible.
Yeah.
But the original thing was they did used to give baskets of eggs to each other. Again, for fertility, for anything. Didn't have to be pregnancy. Could be for anything. Also, if you're going to use eggs, save your eggshells, because if you are a plant lover like me, pop them into your soil. Brilliant fertilizer. Also,
You
save it to
can
make black salt.
also.
Save it to make black
I was
salt.
gonna say you can put them in black salt, but make sure if you're gonna save your eggshells, take the membrane out, give them a good wipe, let them dry, and then you can continue to crush them.
100%.
Because you don't want like.
It's gonna be stuck together, hon. Trust.
It's gonna be nasty.
Trust. It's gonna be stuck
It's
together.
gonna be nasty. Take the membrane off.
Take
Give them a good old clean.
Yeah, because it's
Let
gonna
them air dry.
Doink. As well.
It's gonna be nasty.
Nasty.
Nobody liked rotten eggs.
We have a cat.
So after Oscara,
It is Beltane.
it is Beltane.
I'm trying to do something here. Sorry, he's scratching around his little box.
How dare he interrupt the masters of the hour? Beltane falls directly opposite Samhain on the Wheel of the Year. Both Sabbats mark points in time when the veil between the worlds is particularly thin. The traditional bonfire on May Eve. That's right, is Beltane the 1st of May?
Yep.
That's right, because we celebrate May Day, which is why we have the bank holiday.
Again, something
See,
we didn't let go of. We were like, no, we're having this goddamn holiday.
We want our day off.
We want our day off because we kind of set fire to things.
Yeah, that's right. Do you know what? I remember when I used to live in Hereford, we would have something called the May Fair, and it would only turn up at the start of May. So the first to the for 3 days. So the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd of May.
Yeah.
They were the only days that May Fair would be there. And then after that, it would go somewhere else.
Right.
But just a fun little fact about me. I don't watch films that are based on mythology. He never gets it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Film, but then it's always just made for entertainment rather than education. If it was education, I feel like they think it would be boring.
Yeah.
But you can make something fun even if it's accurate. I feel like people love it more if it's accurate.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if it's Greek mythology.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Greek
Zeus is the original fuckboy, and he is not a hero.
Zeus.
Is when people Zeus, yeah. But it's like, oh, I love Hercules, like I love Zeus. I'm like,
do you even know the real story, fam?
He literally raped every fucker.
I was gonna say
he literally forced himself on every god and goddess that had a pulse.
Yep. Mortal women.
He went
horses.
for his own children.
I know he did. Ugh.
So I'm like, I know you're a god, my guy, but like, bruh.
Keep it in your pants. Keep it in your robe.
Yeah, keep it in your robe, please. Beltane is a celebration of fertility, new life, and resurrection. Again, more fertility.
Again, yep. So Beltane comes from the Celtic word meaning the fires of Bel. Most likely, they say it was Belinus, a Celtic sun god. Not 100% sure.
Traditional bonfire on May Eve was started from a bundle of wood that came from 9 types of trees.
Yep.
The bundle was wrapped with ribbons and adorned with flowers. A small smouldering piece of the fire was carried to each person's home to ensure summer's blessings.
Mm-hmm.
The most widespread and enduring of Beltane rituals is the dance around the Maypole on May 1st. It's like Maypole. Like I don't know what it was. It was just something I always liked about it.
Do you know what it's for? What it was originally? One of the story behind it?
No,
No,
I don't.
So obviously, if you don't know what a maypole is, it's a pole with ribbons around it, and it was said that young women and girls would grab a ribbon each, and they would dance and they would weave in
Was it to
between and
find a
around.
husband and stuff like that? Or
A
I
little
feel like
bit,
that's yeah.
yeah,
There we go. It was like
yes,
finding future relations, wasn't it?
yeah. Basically,
Future suitors.
trying to find a husband again, fertility. Um, and they would weave in and out so it would close and then it would open all the way back up as well. Um, but yeah, it was very much trying to find a husband for them. Um,
So all I know is that the colours tend to be red and white, or sometimes pink and green are thrown into the mix.
yeah, so obviously it's all about them bright colours because it's coming towards Lintha. Um, so we come away from Imbolc, which is more like pastels and that sort of thing,
Yeah.
and we are going into that like bold, so pinks, reds, greens, blues, even if you wanted to. But it's a lot more about flowers as well. So ribbons being girly, and then flowers as well. So floral wreaths would be on heads. Some pagans light a bonfire and again dance around it. Who doesn't? Um, Even over it as well. So they would jump over it and dance. Um, and they can even prepare May baskets, filled them with flowers, goodwills, good notes, anything like that. And they'd give the basket to someone in need of care. So anyone that was like an older person or a friend or someone recovering from an illness, to give that goodwill and to give the blessings of the hot of to them, to wish them good luck.
It's like the more we talk about the holidays, honestly, it's like, wow, why do people paint pagans in such a bad light? Because let's be honest, when we talk about the celebration of everything, there is nothing baneful here.
No.
The only thing baneful is like, I didn't give you a basket. Oh my god.
Babe,
I didn't give you
down.
goodwill. That's because I don't want you to have it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everyone's like, oh my god, pagans are so painful, and it's like, we like to dance around fires so we can have a husband.
I mean,
so we can have some good shit in our life. What are you doing?
To be fair, because they jump over the bonfires, sometimes their clothes would catch fire and then they would be naked. So
Free the nipple! Free the nipple!
I mean, everyone's got nipples. It's fine. Even animals do.
Hey, I mean, some people have 4. Harry Styles.
Damn.
There's 4 nipples.
Got called out. I'm just trying to do a little bit of a research because
Some people don't have nipples. Some people don't have nipples.
Very rare, but yeah, you are correct.
That's a lie. A lot more people have no more nipples. They went through surgery.
Inclusion. We're all about inclusion here.
All about inclusion. Trans men still can.
Oh, I thought you meant.
You can have some nipples.
Oh, I thought you
they
meant.
They don't need to have nipples.
I thought you meant.
Born without nipples.
Born, yeah.
Weird.
I thought you meant born. I mean, it is possible.
I mean, technically, when pagans weren't ridiculed for being pagan. Yeah, I guess everyone did have a nipple because there wasn't really any surgery to get rid of them.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Moving on.
That's true. Sorry, I was just reading because I remember reading this somewhere and I just wanted to back it up. So, in Celtic times, they used to light 2 bonfires because they believed that passing through these bonfires would purify themselves. And also increase fertility. So with these 2 fires, they would pass cattle between them to bless the herd.
Oh, okay.
And ensure fertility of the herd for future generations. But also their fertility, especially when they had a shit, would fertilise the crops.
Nice.
I mean...
Well, they, pagans are all, and especially witchcraft, it's all use what the universe gives you.
Yep.
It's all in harmony.
When life gives you lemons.
Yeah. When life gives you lemons. Now, after Beltane, it is Litha.
Litha. It is
Also known as Summer Equinox.
Summer.
What time is it? Party time.
It's celebration.
It's our vacation. What time is it? Summertime. School's out. Screw your song. Yeah.
You know, if I go abroad and it's summer holidays, I'm going to have a T-shirt that says "Teachers on Tour," because oh my god.
Fucking hell.
Because I mean,
I'm so glad I went to be a part of that absolute cringe fest.
imagine the amount of free drinks I'd get. I mean, come on.
I mean, you'd probably get none.
I'd get some from desperate parents. If I don't get any Christmas presents this year, I'm gonna cry. I'm joking.
If you're not gonna get any Christmas gifts off your students,
yeah, I'm joking.
Honey, we all know that only primary school teachers get those.
I mean, primary school ones get bloody apples. I get nothing. I tell a lie. I get chocolate and buns, so that's fine. Yeah, they're trying to feed me so I can give them a distinction. I'm like,
I baked a cake for a primary school teacher.
You did?
Say thank you.
Aww.
Me? No, my mum did.
Oh.
But it wasn't for me. It was for my brother's teacher.
Oh. Why? Because you're a little shit.
Fuck you. I was a pleasure to have in class. As the gifted burnout child, yeah, that makes so much sense. It's like, oh, she's a pleasure to have in class. Gets on with her work. She does really well.
Yeah, and then at home it's another story, isn't it? Fucking hell, I've not
Yeah,
heard that sound in a long time.
Yeah, I was really bad at home. But as my dad said today, it's like she may look like her mother, but she's got the trickiness of her father. And I was like,
have you got your phone near your computer?
Yeah, it's over here.
Oh, I can. You know the dial-up tone.
That ain't me, hon.
Well, it was on your side.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's peculiar because I haven't touched the phone. You can see it there now.
Yeah, but you know when you get like a message in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can make it do that.
My phone's been on silent.
No, but it can. It's radio waves, fam. Doesn't matter.
Okay, no, alright.
I'll review it and see if I can find it, and I'll be like, look, I said to you, it's this.
You're lucky all I got was a hat with a big D on it. Oh my god.
Get in the corner. You know, I might bring that back.
I know you would try.
I would.
I don't think you would succeed, though. It would just be for your classroom.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you'd make it a trend.
Exactly, it's just for my classroom.
A little bit. I don't know, are you harsh enough?
Nah.
Or would you just use it as banner?
Banner. Just bants.
I'll be there like...
I'd probably wear it if I mispronounced a word.
I'd be there like, right, stand in the fucking corner now.
Stand in the corner.
Daniel, fuck off.
Turn around.
Get out.
Face that way.
I don't know, like, me teaching a class would be me, like, it's just Gordon Ramsay in Hell's Kitchen.
It's fucking raw.
You, and you, fuck off.
Where's the lamb sauce?
It's fucking raw.
That beef is so raw, it's still fucking mooing.
This squid is so fucking raw, I can hear it tell SpongeBob to fuck off.
What are you? I'm an idiot sandwich.
An idiot sandwich. Why? No. Do you know what it was? It's when you've got the chalkboards, you know, the erasers, and you just fucking throw them. You're like, that hit perfectly.
And I can hear a close crash, troops. As Mad-Eye Moody goes. So you got eyes at the back of his head, and I can hear a close crash, troops.
So you can find another place to put your chewing gum, Mister.
You need to find another place for your chewing gum, Mister. What's his name? Is it Finnegan? Something like that.
I thought it was Mr. Finnegan.
It's Finnegan. I thought it was Finnegan. Something like that. And he's like, dude's got eyes at the back of his head, and I can hear a close crash, troops too. I just love that bit. That'll be me. Like, fucking.
Yep, that would be me.
You know, I actually do that because when I teach something called the reflex arc, I'm like, what do you do if you put your hand over fire and then nobody answers me? And I'm like, that's what you do. Sorry, and they go, oh, they catch it, and I'm like, that's what you do. That is the reflex arc, ladies and gentlemen.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I mean, yeah, go off, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
Moving on. Anyway, back on top. Let's get on topic.
Yeah, let's get back on topic because we've got
back onto gone way over stuff. So, Litha, also known as summer solstice, summer equinox. Summer solstice falls midway between the two equinoxes, which is winter and obviously summer. Self-explanatory, really. The ancient Celtic year consisted of two primary sessions, with summer being at Beltane and winter being at Samhain. Summer solstice also referred to as Litha from the Anglo-Saxon phrase Erelitha? I think.
That's
Struggles in white. Which meant before midsummer. Themes for this passage of the year are fertility and fire. Again, there's always fire and fertility.
Always.
I don't think there is a Sabbath without fertility or fire.
Maybe Lammas? No, even then you've got fire. It's always, it's also written with fire.
What? Litha?
Not Litha, Lammas. I was thinking of Lammas.
Yeah, because we were going to go away for Lammas, weren't we? And we were going to have a nice little bonfire on the beach.
Yeah.
No, you can't take that. I was like, oh, too bad. I fucking already booked it. Someone told me it needed to be in.
Yeah, we had to rearrange. But it was fine.
At least we went for the harvest anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Anyway. Bonfires were an important part of the revelry. In the farming communities of Europe, ashes from the solstice bonfire were sprinkled over the fields to promote fertility of the land. It was also a time where our ancestors would seek the goddess's blessing and protection for the animals on which their livelihoods depended. As late as the 18th century in England, bonfires would be lit on the hilltop, on all hilltops around the countryside. Like other Sabbaths, Litha is a time for divination, and embers from the bonfire are used to tell fortune.
Yeah.
Oak is generally used to create a long burning fire. Oak is significant at this time of year.
Yes.
Because in the Celtic tree calendar, June, or most of the month, is the month of oak. Throughout the year, Druids worshipped in sacred oak groves. Stonehenge is the most famous of monuments that mark the sun's course, but there are many others, some of which are a mix of pagan and Christian tradition. For example, on the flagstone floor of Chartres Cathedral,
Yeah.
in France, the midday summer solstice sun cast a circle of light on a diamond-shaped stone.
Oh.
So how about that?
Honestly, I didn't know that.
Yeah. In medieval England, garlands of St. John's wort were woven with marigolds and ivy.
Yeah.
These were placed around the necks of farm animals. St. John's wort has been used as medicine for more than 2,000 years and is still a favourite Still a favourite of many herbalists for a range of alignments.
Yes.
Or ailments.
Ailments.
Interesting. I didn't know that about Litha.
No, I knew about the reeds, like the putting it around the cattles and stuff, but I never knew about the thingy. Yeah, I mean it's another one of them things where people, especially villagers, again would light a fire, that sort of thing. And
Honestly,
again,
like with 8 Sabbats, it's just an excuse to light a bonfire, dance around it, and have a party.
basically, yeah. Basically,
Humans were not made to work the way we are. We're supposed to work. We're supposed to jump around fires naked and be like, woo!
Oh yes.
In a field.
Hell yes.
We're supposed to be farmers.
We're supposed to be farmers cultivating land. I mean, come on. But yeah, it's very much like what you said. They would build bonfires the day before the summer solstice, and they would stay up all night again, same as what they would do with Yule. Sharing stories of things that have happened, sharing laughs. They would sing songs as well. Songs is a big part of it. So they'd all bring their own instruments and they'd strum and they'd hum and sing and that sort of thing. It was a lot more of a singing rather than a storytelling. And again, when the sun rose, they would do as much as they possibly could during that time, and they would not sleep until the sun would go down or they crashed from staying up all night.
You know what? I'd love to have been a part of that.
Hell yeah. I mean, it still happens in Stonehenge. You go with the right people.
I've always wanted to go to Stonehenge, but no one ever wants to go with me. I got no means to get down there, so.
I was going to say, it's because it's a long way, and I mean, it's packed. Yeah. It's packed. But yeah.
It is actually. It's always so busy.
Because it's like druidry and stuff like that.
Yeah. It would be to go down there though.
Definitely. One year.
Maybe once I get a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
My car wouldn't have made it.
I'm just reading through it to see if there's any others that I can find. Oh, okay. So this is again going into Wiccan, because that's mostly what has survived. I say survived. It was Gardner, wasn't it? It was Gardner.
Yeah,
it
was Gardner, yeah. And he just honestly, Wicca is full of cultural appropriation
and sex.
He wasn't exactly the greatest guy.
No.
He just saw what other people were doing as part of their culture, their religion. Was like, yeah, we can take that. Put that. He was like, yeah, I like this. Put that down. I want to use that later.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
And it was like, it's not yours to take, buddy boy.
No, I think that's going to be a whole different section in terms of cultural appropriation and things like that.
Yeah.
Because we can definitely talk about other things as well that are used today that shouldn't technically be used. If you know
Absolutely.
what I'm on about. But anyways, I'll tell you the story. Might as well, just to include everyone. Shall I?
Go on.
Okay.
Here's the story.
So, Litha is when a battle between light and dark takes place. In this battle, the Oak King and the Holly King battle for control. During each solstice, they battle for power and the balance shifts. The Oak King represents daylight. The rules from the winter solstice, Yule, to Litha. During this time, days steadily get longer. However, during Litha, the Holly King wins this battle, and the days get steadily darker into Yule. For modern-day pagans, Litha is about inner power, brightness. Some people find a quiet spot and meditate about the light and dark forces within their own world. Some, rather observers, particularly those with children, celebrate the holiday outside. Lastly, some of us observers choose to observe Litha more traditionally, where they would hold a ritual fire. This includes a large bonfire or even a small fire in a fire-safe pot in one's house. Litha is also considered a good time to practice love, magic, or get married. The pagan version of the ceremony is called hand fasting, And no, not the hand fasting that we know where you would fast, where you would cut down your food. Hand fasting, and yes, we like to keep things simple, is where you will literally bind their hands together as a sign of
Using
marriage.
ribbon, string,
Anything
whatever
like
you
that.
wanted to use. So
Yeah.
that's what hand fasting is.
So if you've ever been
It's
to a lot of church weddings where
hmm,
the bishop, or sorry, the people, the what's his name now? The guy that ordains them, he will put his like robe on them on top of their
yeah, he'll
hands.
put like a piece of fabric over their hand.
Yeah, that originates from hand fasting.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
I've always liked hand fasting. As soon as I found out about hand fasting, I was like, I would rather do that than putting on the rings
There is actually, I
whilst
found,
saying vows.
yeah, I found there is someone in Scotland who does hand fasting rituals and weddings, proper pagan weddings, and it's completely 100% legit. Like you are married afterwards as well.
Wow, because I know that most places that it's hand fasting isn't recognised as a legal thing,
Yeah, I don't know how they do
especially in
it,
the
but
UK.
yeah, yes, yeah. I
But
will
it's like it's
put a link
literally
to it
say it's the
in the
same
Discord.
fucking thing as saying 6 words
Yeah,
and being legally married. Like, I'm
yeah,
sorry, but I'm stood here with my hand absolutely bonded to this other person by fucking string, of which my mother, my father, his father, anybody else, like best friends, have put around our hands. Because the whole point, so hand fasting, the person who is uh, officiating you, I guess, if you will,
yeah,
the one that's isn't the one that puts um we'll say ribbon for now. The ribbons are over your hands. It's actually your trusted guests, or your people whom you trust the most. So mother, father, brothers, sisters, best friends, cousins, aunties, whoever you trust the most,
yep,
would come up and wrap a piece of string or ribbon around your hand. And it's like their blessing as well, because like I'm here and I'm supporting this, I'm putting the ribbon over you because I know you two will, I want you two to be bonded for life.
yeah,
Your mother, it's that real thing. It's they all have different colors as well to represent different things if you want that. You don't need to, but each ribbon from each person would represent something different.
yeah,
So like in vows, and it's like in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer. Um, the fact is, like, you only need to say 2 words, is I do, to be legally married, but
and
to
then you
be
sign a piece of
stood
paper.
there,
Yeah,
but to be stood there with your hand, like holding the hand of your significant other, and have so many members of your family
yeah,
support this and unionize it physically
yeah,
isn't recognized. And you just
yep,
go, ah, what? This takes more care and effort.
yep. Um, why is it not? Is it because of the church? Um, I want to say yes. It was until, hold on, let me have a Google. It was until a certain time where it wasn't recognised as a legal um a legal marriage. After that time, it was very much shoved under the rug. No, you can't do that. You must do this. You must do this. You must do this. Now, very recently, when it comes towards, I'm pretty sure it's like 2000s when it starts to come back out, starts to be seen as recognised. It's only in Scotland where it's completely 100% legal and you are married. If you want to do it in England, you still have to sign a piece of paper and you still have to say some vows. But you can have hand fasting as part of a legal
Your vows. Yeah.
marriage. So you still have to say vows.
To be saying vows whilst being binded, I think works quite well, because the person, obviously the one that's marrying you, can be like, okay, this person, do you? I mean, you can always write your own vows anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, so we'll just use, I guess, traditional ones. So, like, do you take this person to be your, your
Yeah.
lawfully wedded partner? And you both say, like, I do or whatever, and then it's like, to represent this vow, we have the mother of the groom, with I don't know, a red ribbon to
Yeah.
signify romance and forever passion. I don't fucking know, you know?
Yeah.
So you can integrate it where it looks quite natural, I think.
Ah, okay. So it was 1745 where it was no longer seen as legally binding. And then the marriage law was updated in 1836 for England and Wales. And of course, it's now been updated for Scotland to include hand fasting. It says at present, couples have to make a choice between a religious or a civil ceremony. There is no option for a ceremony reflecting other people's beliefs. So, for instance, couples having Anglican wedding can give notice to the church. All other couples must give notice to a register office. Yada yada yada. Few exceptions. All couples must have their wedding either in a place of worship or a licensed secular venue, and cannot marry outdoors, even in a gardens of light venue.
Wait, where's this?
In England and Wales.
So we can't. So if I wanted a forest wedding, I can't get married outside.
No.
I feel like that's bullshit, and that's been updated.
In 2019, the government asked the Law Commission to take a review on the law and how and where people are getting married legally in England and Wales. The review seeks to provide recommendations to reform the law and allows greater choice within a simple, fair, consistent legal structure. The reform law will better meet the needs of a modern and diverse society. So, of course, you can do the forest thing in America. You can also do it in come on, Scotland.
I feel like you can do it in England, but there are ways around it.
Yeah, so the actual plot.
It'd have to be an owned plot of land.
It has to be an own plot of land that is recognised as a venue.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to be able to get around it. You can't pick a random woods to do it.
You just can't pick a
random.
Like, oh, by the way, we're going to be in the middle of like Eden Forest, and they're like, where? What fucking part of Eden Forest are we meeting up?
Like, I need parking, bish. I need parking, free parking. Let me just yeet this down a ditch, like parked. But yes, yeah, so it looks like it's going to be under review. So this was actually from a petition. This is what I'm reading it from. It's closed now, unfortunately. So the hope is that these proposals from the signage would permit weddings to take place in a location chosen by the couple, and the couples will get to marry outdoors and in their own homes. If implemented, the law would no longer require religious groups to conduct marriages in a place of worship, but would allow them to decide for themselves where their ceremonies would take place, facilitating more religious ceremonies to take place outdoors or in secular venues. There would be no legal requirement for specific words to be spoken, enabling the law to recognise a variety of ceremonies for people to mark their weddings. So yeah, like I said, even if you want a hand fasting, it must be a part of a legally binding.
Basically, if you're not going to follow the Christian rules of vows, you ain't married. Yeah. I feel like if you don't want to do the vows up front, like in front of your guest, you can do the hand fasting, and then once that's been done, you can go into the back room, say the vows, with your witnesses, like 2 chosen witnesses, and then sign the piece of paper, because then it's not in front of everybody, but you've shown people it's like, I don't want to do the vows, but I have to for it to be legal, but I'm not going to do it in front of you.
Yeah. So you have to legally, I believe. Now don't disquote me on this. So I believe you have to say I do. You have to do the I do vows, and you have to do the objection as well.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any reason that these two should not be married, speak now, forever hold your peace, that sort of thing.
True, yes, but you can do that before you start the hand fasting ceremony.
Yeah.
Because then you go, right, there's no one here that objects. We're good to go. Carry on the hand fasting, and then once you're in the back, do your vows.
Yeah.
Because you've done your public part of what kind of couple you're showing like to the world, and then behind closed doors, it's like, right, for legality reasons.
Yeah. They do in the Sheffield town hall. They do take you into separate rooms to ask you these questions as well. They also ask you other questions in terms of is this a forced marriage? But not leading, but basically trying to ensure it's not forced marriage, because of course that is illegal. But yeah. Also, please don't be the dick that says I object for the laugh of it, because it will just stop the entire wedding.
The entire wedding.
The entire wedding. It will stop there. They will refuse to continue even if you were joking.
Isn't it just in America and not in the UK?
Nope, everywhere.
Really?
Yep.
How about that?
Yeah, as soon as someone objects, that's it. The book is closed or whatever. It's stopped. They will do like an investigation sort of thing. Basically ask questions. Yep, as to exactly why.
But what if they did find out, like, oh, you're just in love with them? Fuck's sake.
Then they would be
Continue
able
the
to...
wedding.
No. They have to rebook everything. Because don't forget, it's time slots, isn't it? Like, how long's that fucking going to take?
Yeah, that's also true. Man, people that do that are just dicks.
I know. I was watching this thing on Facebook where someone objected, and you couldn't quite hear her. But in the comments, it had said, this woman said, "I object because they are already married." Basically, they were doing a renewal.
True?
They were doing a renewal of vows.
Yeah.
And so said, "I object because they're already married." They kicked her out, and they carried on because it was literally under renewal of vows. That was the only reason why they managed to get away with it. I know.
At that point, that's just pure idiocy.
I know.
And you just sort of go, yes, we're already married.
Yeah. Like,
what's the point of a renewal?
Get the fuck out.
At that point, you just go, get the fuck out, Sarah. Karen, please leave.
Patricia! Okay.
So,
right,
moving
back on
on.
topic.
So,
we're nearly there. And I can go to sleep.
So that makes sense why weddings are always in summer, because it comes from a tradition of that's the best time to get to make that commitment.
Could you when you enjoyed it? Yeah, come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The next one is Lunasa. Lunasa. No, this is the one I know least about.
Or Lammas. So it is the first harvest.
Lammas, yes.
Lammas.
First harvest of the year, yeah.
Lammas.
Or the last.
Lammas.
That's more in No, ignore me.
Okay. It's the first harvest. It is known as a cereal harvest. This is where typically the fields will start to be cultivated. You get their wheat, their barley, their rye, where things start to come out of the ground. I believe it's also known as St. Bridget's Day. Is that right?
The day.
Is it?
Should you have a look?
I'm pretty sure it's known as St. Bridget's Day as well in Ireland. Oh, I don't know if this...
Lunasa, Lammas in English, is the time of the first harvest.
Yeah.
Harvest. The festival of first fruits, when the king's sun fades and the grain is taken from the fields.
Yeah.
As part to Bridget, so yeah.
Part to Bridget, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can even make a Bridget's cross using corn. Is it corn husks? No, you can use a corn husk to make a doll of Bridget, and you can also make something called a Bridget's cross, which is using wheat straw. I want to say.
again with Lunasa, fire is a huge correspondent.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're making a fire to produce that bread. It's a lot of bread as well. Bread, fire.
Yes, it is. Cider as well.
Cider.
So
Cider.
because we went away for Lammas, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
And I remember looking up activities to do, and it's all to do with with fruit, with food, with celebrating the last harvest of the year, or the first harvest, really.
First harvest, yeah.
In reference and enjoying, it's the closing of summer. It's celebrate the first harvest and the last of the food.
Yes.
Of what we have, like, of seasonal foods for the year. So, cider. Cider's a good time for Lammas.
Yeah.
Because apples have all grown, they've been harvested. Bread. A lot of not even rituals, but activities to do for Lammas is like go to things like farmers markets.
Yeah.
It's go and support local farmers markets, buy loads of vegetables, buy loads of bread, make a broth. That's what Lammas is all about. It's the closing of summer, the welcoming of autumn.
Yep.
And celebrating this change, this mark of change, really. It's the end of a time. That's what Lammas was to me.
I don't know if there's the same in the courts, where you have to testify on the Bible. I'd rather testify on the Book of Law. Yeah. So obviously, because we don't technically have a book to swear to, we can not pray. We can swear on the Book of Law instead. If you do not want to pray, testify on the Bible. Yeah, 100%. You have 100% the right to do that. So if you're ever called in for jury service, and when you put your hand
on the Bible, you don't need to.
On the Bible, you can say
they'll give you a different.
They'll give you like a document, won't they? And will swear on that.
So, because obviously I went to do jury duty, and obviously with me not being Christian, it was like I'm not going to say the Christian oath.
No.
It's like I swear to God, like to tell the truth, like only the truth.
Yeah.
We don't say that for any other religion. So they have obviously a specific one for Christians, like the Abrahamic
Quran
section. Huh?
Quran.
Yeah, that one. And as well as religious Islamic sort of religion as well. So all of them tend to have one, apart from like heathenry and pagans.
Heathenry, love that. Heathenry and pagans, yeah.
Whereas it's actually just very plain, very simple. What most people would expect is I promise to tell the truth, only the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yep.
That's literally the oath.
Yeah.
Where it's like for Christians, it's like they include that. It's like by God's will.
Yeah.
Smite me.
So help me God. Yeah, basically that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. On Lord's name or God's name or something like that.
Something like that.
But for non-religious.
Yeah.
Or other religious, so pagans would just have I promise to tell the truth, only the truth, nothing but the truth.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is there any difference in terms of like vows? I'm pretty sure it's the same ones, isn't it? It's just you don't include God.
Yeah, because you just don't include God.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. So it's do you take this man for
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is Lammas or Lunasa.
Lammas.
That occurs in August.
1st of August. Yep. In between the summer solstice and the not winter.
Maypole.
No, I'm trying to think of the equinox. Autumn equinox.
Oh,
God damn it. Yeah, Mabon.
Mammon.
Then we come to Mabon. Or Mabon.
I thought it was Maybon.
Maybon. You can say it either way.
I say Maybon.
Maybon,
If
Mabon.
it's wrong, I'm sorry.
Mabon, Maybon. Any.
Same spelling, really, isn't it?
Same spelling. Mabon is the second harvest. Again, autumn equinox, where night and day are equal, light and dark are equal. This is mostly where the fruits happen. So where your like apples, your pears, your grapes, that sort of thing, that's where these will sort of come into play. And again, ciders, very much a lot of apple pies, apple crumbles, anything to do with like any sort of like bakery with fruit instead. Typically, it's
I thought it was mostly vegetables because obviously the first one, so Lammas, was fruit, whereas the second one is vegetables. Obviously, fruits
both.
included,
Yeah.
but mostly vegetables with the leftover fruits that were needed to be harvested.
Yes, I was gonna.
So it would be.
I was gonna say that.
So maybe.
Yeah.
So Maybon's things like potatoes and carrots and
potato,
parsnips, beets, turnips, all
cabbage.
ready for winter, ready to be stored for winter.
Yep.
Let's have a look. Let's see what this book says, shall we? Maybon, the second of the three major harvests, is also the autumn equinox. Like its spring counterpart, this is a day of balance between light and dark, but the bright summer sun will soon be overtaken by darkness as the days grow short. This time of year brings a harvest of carrots, parsnips, and beets. Fruits and vegetables that grow on vines are ripening and ready to harvest. It's also a time to harvest blackberries, a fruit sacred to Bridget, which are used to make wine in the British Isles, where grapes do not always fare well. If you have a garden, give thought to its wonders. Spend time with your garden, enjoy the plants that provide food and flavorings, or sweeten the air. Your energy nourishes them. Sing or chant as you tend to your harvest, and you will be rewarded. But we know that actually plants respond really well to classical music, or just music, like to you singing to them.
Yeah. So that's why they always encourage you to speak to your plants, because they like that sound, they like that harmony.
Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it?
I think
it's quite cool anyway.
Same as when the wind whistles. It's said to be plants speaking amongst each other. And it is an actual proven thing that trees do talk to each other as well. So in terms of like talk to each other, they release pheromones that are only picked up by other trees. So you know, like when the wind whispers in between the two trees, and how they talk to each other. It's pheromones coming from one tree to the other. That's how they're able to, So like if a predator's near, pheromones travel from one tree to the other. A tree from one end of the forest to the other end would be able to know that there is a predator coming their way. If it's getting chopped down, you know, like oak smell, you know, like when a tree is chopped down and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or when a tree burns. Again, sends signals. It's very similar to like ants and bees, where they release pheromones and they do like little dances and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad though. Like trees know they're gonna die, but they can't fucking go anywhere.
Yeah.
Same, that's so nasty.
It's same with like mushrooms. Mushrooms, instead of using pheromones, they use is it electrical charges? Basically. So I'm going to share a TikTok on Discord if it'll load up, and basically someone's attached a like prongs to it, and they've amplified the electrical signals that is happening. Oh my god, it sounds so sci-fi and it's so nice. But yeah, you can see how that like
share
network,
it in the Discord.
That's how that like network works. Not forgetting fungi, they are the most responsible as well for the well-being of the trees. Just watch the documentary on that. Excellent. If you could,
interesting.
Can you share it if you can find it? If not, it's fine. Because because I'd
Thank you.
love that. Thank you. But yeah,
Maypole's quite nice to start the cozy nights in too.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Um,
definitely.
like the ciders, like the hot drinks. It's really cozy because it's starting to get colder, which is why obviously more root vegetables are now coming up in harvest.
Yeah,
Um, and Maybon is the one right before Samhain, so we are pretty much at a complete circle by the time we hit Maybon.
yeah,
So it's Yule, Imbolc, Ostara, Beltane, Litha, Lunasa for Lammas, at Maybon and Samhain.
mhm,
Um, we will post more correspondence that as a picture
yeah,
in the Discord because we've got loads of those
yep,
that we've missed out on chat. But other than that, I think we've covered it pretty nicely.
yeah.
I mean, if you do have any other questions about the holidays, you can always just tag along to the Discord and ask in the group chat.
Sorry, I just yawned. Yes, 100%. If you're not already, please do join us on Discord. We will be posting updates. We share material. If you want to share your knowledge, your stuff, please do. That's what it's for. We want to learn as much as you probably do or want to share. My cat's getting
We are
ready because he
always
knows I'm about to get up to
open.
give him a snack.
We're always open for more information.
Oh yeah,
We're always open to learning. If we've
yeah.
got something wrong, we are very quick to correct ourselves.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Again, like paganism, a lot is based on personal preference. So sometimes these things are personal preference, but also very nice to know,
Yep,
as it may help somebody in the group chat in the future.
100%.
But
Yep,
otherwise, yeah.
100%.
Now we just have one question left for the night. What do we talk about next week?
Oh, I best get rid of this actually. Um, what do we talk about next week? So we've done witches, what they are. We've done Wheel of the Year. Um,
There's such a huge thing that we can go into, but it's just deciding what topics next, I guess.
we've talked about altars before. We've talked about the four elements plus
Elements.
spirit or divinity, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, my cat's scratching in the background.
Just trying to think what we can get into.
Just thinking that we could talk about the moon, correspondence on the moon.
We could talk about like phases, how many of
Phases.
them. And do you know what? Actually, on topic of the moon, I bought myself a new altar cloth today.
Oh, does it have the moon phases on it?
It does have the moon phases on it,
Yes.
and the flower of life on in the
Ooh.
center.
Ooh,
I
you're
figured
gonna.
I needed something new, and I love my pentagram.
Yeah.
With the with all the elements, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just I've ruined it with wax, and I was like, I need a new one.
So basically, what you're trying to say to me is we need to get you a little spell table. Maybe? Yeah? No?
Astronomy or astrology? We could actually. Astrology is a good one to go into.
I can do both. I like that. Yeah, talk about the
I'm
moon. We could talk about the moon and astrology and astronomy.
because they go really hand in hand.
100%.
I love stars and the stories that they tell, and it honestly is my favorite thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
my favorite thing.
I was going to say, me and the other half, we're into our astronomy. So we have like telescopes. We've recently bought a brand new one. We're trying to like figure out how it works and that sort of thing. But I would love to share what we've got so far.
I'd love to hear what you've got so far.
But yeah, so I think we'll do that. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I like that. So we'll sort of dive into astronomy sort of meshed in with astrology and
Yeah.
because all the stars tell stories and they all correspond to star signs. And I'm not gonna lie,
Planets.
I know we're gonna go on a little rant. So
100%.
because I absolutely hate Pisces men. I loathe them.
Yeah, we're gonna find out very quickly that Lilith.
The type of people we are.
I mean, it's not that I hate them. It's just how to put this in a kind way.
Pisces men, like it's just men. Like no. We talk masculine energies. I really don't like it when I'm just gonna throw it in there. I'll mention it again next week. But it's like, oh, a Sagittarius woman or a Sagittarius man. I'm like, okay, but it's not about being a man or a woman. It's about the energies that you generate.
Okay.
Are you feminine or are you masculine?
I was gonna say, do you want to use the terms masc and femme in that case?
I think that would be good because not only is it just inclusive, it's like, what energy do you tend to radiate, more masculine or feminine?
Yeah.
And I think some people radiate a mix of both, but it's like you'll always radiate one more than the other. I think.
Yes.
Whether you're androgynous as a person, what energy? It's not about what you look like or what you feel. It's what energy do you radiate, more feminine or just more masculine?
Yeah. And I mean,
and it's not always a bad thing.
Exactly. I mean, it can be different on day to day.
Just make sure you're on time and on the correct day. Yes, Tuesday on 8 o'clock. Hold on. That's not fair about the time thing. I had graduation and she was busy. I don't know what the fuck she was doing.
My other half didn't finish work until 8. And we had to have tea and stuff like fucking me, sorry.
That's so selfish of him to finish late.
No, what's selfish of him is him expecting me to pick his ass up. But I love him, so I do it anyways. Plus, you did have graduation, so that's fine.
I did have graduation, so we wouldn't have been able to do it regardless.
No. But yeah, next week, we'll talk about the moon, astrology, astronomy. 8 o'clock, next Tuesday, that is the 24th. That's it.
And on time. Hopefully. I'll have all day to prepare, so from late, you can just blame me. Oh, shut the fuck up, Lizzie.
I thought you were off today. I thought you were off today.
I was, but I was running errands in town.
Okay.
Hey, don't be a bitch, right? Don't be a bitch. I bought your Christmas present, so.
Yours is on the way. Yours is being delivered.
At least I hand-picked mine.
I did hand-pick mine. Don't be rude.
On the internet. So it wasn't hand-picked, was it?
And it's custom-ish.
See, yours is going to be very custom.
Oh, great. Oh.
Very. I'm going full DIY with this shit.
Really?
Yeah. All my blood, sweat, tears, and energy is going into this.
I mean, I am going to give you a reading, so...
Is that going to be for birthday, though?
Yes. Blood, sweat, and tears is going into your present. One of your presents.
What? Wait, one of? I thought that was just going to be the present.
I mean, I know it's close to Christmas, but you deserve, Hunty, you deserve a birthday and a Christmas gift.
Oh, you cute. Oh, she cute. I know I do, but you cute. Kidding.
It's only because that my birthday is also close to January and I want to try.
I know. What do you want? You want something. What do you want? It's because it's your birthday, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
January.
I honestly don't
Fucking
know.
Capricorns.
You're on the cusp, but you can't say shit.
I don't know what you mean. I'm not one day on the cusp. I'm not a couple hours. No.
I thought
Do I look like a Capricorn to you? A cusp of a Capricorn? Do I even radiate a little amount of energy of a Capricorn to you?
No, but in your planning and organisation, yes, you do. Especially when it comes to routines. You're a little rule breaker,
routine.
but your routine shall not be broken sometimes.
I'm an avid rule follower. I'll have you know.
Oh, sorry.
I just find loopholes. There is no rules broken there. Just.
All right, technicalities. All right.
Also, I really like sleep. So.
You really like what?
I really like sleep and being antisocial, so I guess
my
that's
God,
the
yeah.
Capricorn.
Hell yeah. Yeah, they always say that the laziest is Taurus, and it's not. It's legit Capricorn. I ain't gonna
Absolutely
lie to you.
Capricorn.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I feel like Capricorn are probably like the angriest, but they tire themselves out with it, so it's like, I'm just gonna sleep all day because they just carry around this fucking anger.
This is why typically we're shown as
Like a boulder.
unemotional and uninterested, is because we just don't have the time or the energy.
Whereas Sagittarius, like, I've got no energy, but you know what? We're gonna do it anyway.
Yes. Oh dear. Oh. Right. So.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Sorry,
Hi.
we
You missed the stream. We're at the end, buddy.
This will be
Full
up.
2 hours.
This will be up on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Hi. Please go check out our other videos. I'm gonna post this link on our Discord. If you're interested in joining our Discord, the link will be down below. There'll also be some cards and some prompts around this video. Okay.
We will also put some book recommendations up if you want some, especially for the Wheel of the Year. We'll include some images. So we'll just keep building the book references for each sort of topic and subject that we speak about every week.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you do join the Discord, you'll be able to see the grimoire. Okay, and in freaking hell, and in here, yeah, we'll be sharing all sorts of things. Wheel of the Year, the moon, the colours. That's another topic that we can do. Colours and correspondence.
I like colours.
Yeah, but we'll stick to
do
the plan
that
with the moon
topic
and
as a
stuff
whole
like that.
symbolism topic. So.
I think that would be good. Yes.
Because we can put some herbs in the mix as well.
Yep. So please do join us. Do join us next time. All love.
A blessed day.
All love. Merry meet. Merry part. Friends and felines.
Blessed be, guys.
Blessed be.
Bye.
Bye.